Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for another video. My name is JC of The Mindful Awakening, and today we are going to be talking about the new moon in Taurus happening right now, tonight, which is May the 11th. So if you have not already grabbed your drink, I have my white wine ready to go as usual. I polished off my bottle of Two Oceans, which is become one of my staples during Toronto lockdown. So if you guys have your drink, cheers. All right, we have the sun and the moon at 21 degrees conjunct in Taurus. And Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, which means that this new moon is going to be filled with some very feminine energy, all about self-love, self-care. This will be a new moon that's also almost conjunct with the dark moon Lilith, which has a lot to do with getting down to the real core things that we desire for ourselves in our lives. This is about slowing down. This is about letting our minds wander and daydream and fantasize about what we envision for ourselves and our lives. This is about listening to what I like to think are more quiet and authentic desires versus our loud overall goals that sometimes take over our life, that sometimes kind of push us to get stuck in the rat race, that sometimes makes us forget why we have decided to do what we're doing to begin with. This is about taking a step back and rediscovering our purpose and putting a magnifying glass on our vulnerabilities that maybe we have silenced, that we have forgotten that exist, that we've pretended we've already dealt with, or that we've convinced ourselves that are no longer a problem because society has deemed that these things are not important, that these things should not be taking up your time and attention, that you are wrong, or that you are behind. You're going to be left behind. There's like a fear of being left behind if you admit that these are still things that you think about, still things that you need to work on, and still things that at the end of the day still matter to you. Let me take a sip to that. Cheers. This is less about like I want a promotion, for example, and more about why you want that promotion to begin with. And let me explain what I mean by that. On the outside, we may believe that we deserve a promotion because we have been working really hard at our job. We've put in the time, the work, the hours, the research. And really, when you strip all of that away, we get frustrated when we start feeling like our time has not come yet. And when we get sucked into this idea that we are taking too long, or that it's never going to happen, or when we see other people on our social media timelines, when we look at our friendships, when we look at the people in our circles and we see them progressing, this internal dialogue that we have of ourselves, with ourselves, about us about us just taking too long, about us not being good enough because we haven't met that goal yet. When you take away all of these insecurities, it becomes less about the promotion and more about your need to feel seen, your need to receive acknowledgement, your need to feel like your efforts have not been in vain. And so it isn't even about the promotion at work anymore. It's more about having that recognition, that verbal reassurance from the people that you value most in your life. Another example, society will say that at the age of 30, you should already be married, you should have 1.2 kids, you should have a big house, a car, the whole 9 yards with this American dream. And so you may find yourself getting stuck in the rat race of, why have I not found the one yet? What's wrong with me? If you've been in a long-term relationship, why has my partner not put a ring on it yet? There's like a rush to have to fulfill and reach a goal that you've set out for yourself that maybe up until this time you haven't realized might not even be something you truly desire. So even if you're thinking, I want a relationship, it's probably more about wanting to feel loved, wanting to feel desired, wanting to feel partnership, companionship, and less about the societal standard that we have blindly accepted through time. And so this new moon is going to be a fantastic opportunity for you to explore and rediscover your core needs and desires from a more quiet and authentic place, and less about being able to showboat and have like a material thing or a trophy to be able to acknowledge that you've reached that goal. This is a much more internal goal of societal needs and wants versus your authentic self. What is the root of the things that we feel we need and desire in life? How do we measure our success? How do we measure our happiness? How will we know once we are finally content? Will we ever be content? These are the things that you're going to start thinking about during this new moon. Is what you are working towards a destination? Because love is not a destination. Love is a way of being. And it's something that you can choose to embody day in and day out. Success is determined subjectively by you. It is not a destination. Although you can attribute a specific goal to that destination, it is actually quite possible, and this new moon will call you to start channeling this energy. It is fully possible to feel successful in this current chapter of your journey, as opposed to wanting to constantly press fast forward in an attempt to have that gold star, to have that gold sticker that says you finally done it. It's not about the I've finally done it. This is more about, why do you want that thing to look like that thing when you should be more open to accepting the form in which it comes. Consider that maybe your idea of love, your idea of success will show up in your life in a way that you probably were not anticipating. And if you are so focused on, again, the societal standard that you have possibly blindly accepted, that you're actually closing yourself off to the possibility that there's something even more beautiful for you out there. So where is it that you've become rigid in your way of thinking and your way of being? Where have you become so committed to this overall goal and the structure in which you need to attain this goal that now you just have tunnel vision? You can't see anything past what you have said you need to do in order for you to accomplish this said thing. Are you letting yourself be yourself? Are you letting yourself be yourself? And where is it that you have pressed mute on your soul that's trying to speak to you, that's trying to redirect you to the possibilities that are endless, to your purpose, to your destiny? Where is it that you're trying so hard to control the outcome that you're missing the whole journey? You're missing everything that's happening in the present because of the focus on where you're trying to go. You don't even realize that you're already here. Honey, you've already arrived. How can you get back to the you that's always been there? To the you that's waiting to be remembered. And that is what this new moon is going to bring to us. Again, just like every new moon, perfect opportunity to plant new seeds and to start watering these seeds and watching you grow into your purpose. And there's no point planting seeds if you're planting seeds from a superficial place, if you're planting seeds and goals that aren't even in alignment with you anymore, but you feel pressure to uphold these standards. And to get clear with yourself about where you have maybe allowed these cultural expectations, these standards that are just not even remotely close to what you actually want for you. Venus can be very superficial. Venus can be very outside appearances. Does this all look pretty? Is my life pretty? Are my Instagram pictures perfect? Did I choose the right filter? Am I presenting the most beautiful version of myself? And it can be a dangerous place when you start playing that game of having to keep up with the Joneses, when your wants, your needs, and your desires, when you strip that all away, may have nothing to do with that at all. Are you happy with yourself? When you look in the mirror, are you happy with who you are? Do you speak kind things to yourself? Do you feel like you haven't reached that goal yet and so there's no point to celebrate? Do you feel like, you're in a great relationship but you don't have the ring on your finger, so there's no need to be happy right now? Where is it that you are missing out on your own life because you're so concerned about what it looks like on paper, what it looks like in photos, and where it is that you're trying to go because you said that's where you're going? Cheers to that. All right, so as usual, I've picked out a crystal, and I went more of like the non-traditional route for our crystal selection for this lunation period. Everyone's talking about self-love right now. Of course, people are going to bring out their rose quartz, which is great. Nothing wrong with a good rose quartz. However, instead, I decided to choose this pink tourmaline crystal. Look at this beauty. It's a raw pink tourmaline. And this helps with self-love, heart chakra healing, self-acceptance, happiness, a rediscovery of who you truly are. So as usual, we're going to pull a card and get the general energy for the divine masculine, divine feminine for this new moon in Taurus. Today, May the 11th, show us what we need to see. One general energy card for the collective. Oh, wow. Interesting. We have the Six of Pentacles upright. This is balance. And the way that I interpret this card pull for this new moon energy is rediscovering a balance between the goal that you have set out for yourself versus your innermost truest desires. You know, as children, life is very simple. You're either happy, you're sad, you're angry, and you know it, you can recognize it, you can acknowledge it. You know, if you're into psychosexual development, then with Freud, you know, like that's the id. It's instant gratification with the ego. Your super ego comes into play. We start adding morality to everything. But as a child, when you are playing off of the id, that's your truest form. You're not thinking about anybody else. And I think that's what this is here. With the Six of Pentacles upright, stop thinking about these standards that have been placed on you by other people. There's a balance that needs to be had between what you feel you are committed to versus the overall outcome. And there's a difference between commitment to outcome versus commitment to the overall thing that you're looking for. So it's less about your commitment to having this particular relationship and more about your overall commitment to wanting to feel love. Less about the commitment to getting that promotion or starting that business and making $100,000 this year, and more about owning your self-expression, knowing that you have taken a chance on yourself. There's been a lack of balance in these regards in the past. And with the Six of Pentacles upright, we're being called to create a more stable foundation through an equal give and take. And when I say equal give and take, I mean more equal give and take between what you feel you need to be doing versus your heart's truest desires. That needs to be balanced out, because if you're so focused in the mind and on your goal, again, tunnel vision. So a balance between head and heart. We have here impasse. You are at a crossroads right now. Maybe some of you are trying to figure out, should I stay in this relationship or should I leave? If it's not that extreme, it could be, what do my culture or my family or my parents want for me versus what I want for myself? This could be, what does my partner want out of this relationship versus what do I want out of this relationship? In jobs and finance, this could be, okay, well, this is what my culture tells me I should be doing with myself in career. What if that's not what I want to do? And trying to find a balance of what that means. Or you may find yourself, juggling tasks from your current 9-to-5 job, but then a part of you may be wanting to start a new business, maybe wanting to start a new creative venture, and you're at an impasse about which direction you should go. And again, consider, where is it that you've given too much to one area of your life and have neglected what your heart actually wants for you to do? You're being called to have faith in this situation. It may not look like it's going to work out, and it will not work out if you are not in alignment with what you truly desire. And the only way to get in alignment with that is sometimes to take a step back from whatever situation you're involved in and then realign yourself. And realign yourself in such a way where you have total utmost faith that the universe will only give you the challenges that you are capable of getting through. And it may seem impossible, but when you are working for your highest good, when you are operating from a place of generosity, of faith, the inner knowing of the universe always supporting you will come through. We got 2 more cards. We have dissipating and facade, perfect energies here. With facade, this is calling you to stop being so concerned about what things look like on the outside. Forget about your numbers on social media. Forget about the likes you have. Forget about your shares. That does not equal success. And I understand that is a slippery slope, like that's a whole other video. But at the end of the day, you gotta be happy with who you are. If you're getting into a relationship because that's what your family wants for you, but you're not actually happy or fulfilled, what are you doing? Like, you gotta live life for you. If you're working a 9-to-5 job and you hate every single second of it, but it looks good, this is a great company, a great organization, so it looks good on your resume. It looks good on you to boast about it to your family, your friends, socials, but you're unhappy every day, get out of there. Don't miss out on an opportunity for you to live a life you actually love to live. Don't lose sight of the present moment because you're so caught up in thinking about where you're trying to go. Dissipating talks about being so focused on fear, on not wanting to take a chance, on the goal, the future, that your whole life passes you by. Dissipating is reminding you that there is a danger here, that one day you'll wake up and start to wonder, holy crap, where did my life go? What the heck did I do with my life? I missed out on those opportunities. We are gonna pull from, the Lumeria deck as well. I got this from my April Goddess Provisions box, and I will also, as usual, make sure to link all the cards that I use in the description box below. We have Earth Star Chakra, Initiation. You are standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seat of creation, the spark of existence, and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded, despite moving through multidimensional realms, and able to bridge worlds while functioning in physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply into the earth. What a beautiful message, and what beautiful artwork as well. So as you channel your innermost desires, your true wants and needs on this planet during this timeline, remember to ground yourself. It's time to rediscover who you've always been. It's time to rediscover what you've always loved. It's time for you to let yourself be who you are. All right, guys. And on that note, cheers to another new moon. I will be thinking about you guys in my meditations tonight. You are all in my intentions. And if this message did resonate with you, I would really appreciate it. Here I go being a hypocrite now. I would really appreciate it if you did like this video, you click subscribe, and you also hit that notification bell so you will be told when I drop a new video. Happy new moon in Taurus, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you all in my next one. Bye.